We are doing Milo. Good morning and welcome to Black Animation Matters, the latest on Black Animation art production. My name is Nick Butler, and on the live stream, we are reviewing character designs for our short film From a Distance. And so here we have Fred's Milo turn. I'm going to open it up in a new window so that you guys can see me drawing in real time as we get into this design and go from there. So Milo is kind of a chill little dude who does his thing. He is the middle kid, and so we want to definitely catch some of that middle kid energy if we can. Where it's like unseen but fighting to be seen. So, all right. I've been on creative grind for like the past 4 days, and my brain has not stopped blocking it. Nice, nice. Keep grinding. I'm excited to share more. I have planned to release. Cool. Yeah, I saw you release a video where you're talking about some controversy about copying versus tracing. All right. So Milo. All right. So let's back up. I'm going to flip over to Cintiq and Milo here. All right. So Milo is squares and his design is primarily square based. So we are going to make sure that everything he does is square, but he's also supposed to be super cute, right? He's supposed to have a certain amount of like boy charm to him. See if I already have a feedback layer. So parts that's strange to me is, did he get flipped? I don't know what's going on, dude. Sam, hey, how you doing? I don't think you're like, if Brian was logged in. He wanted to reset something, so he might be messing with it. It's not always a virus or a hack. All right. He reminds me of Astro Boy, Buzz Lightyear, in a good way. Thank you. All right. So here we're going to start working some stuff out. All right. So one of the things that we have to remember is design is always a priority here. So we got to make sure that when we are designing, that we are keeping those general design elements in mind, right? Swollen Nerd Shop, thank you for the follow. So we got some red markup here. All right, so one of the things, I think his eyes might be too big, and I have to look back. Yeah, I kind of drew him big too, but let's see what happens if we shrink those down a bit, right? So pull those eyes more. I think I want this to be, this is the eyebrow, this is the eye. Let's see. All right. Start with the basics here. Okay, that's looking good. All right. This belt. Yeah, I think it might be better to keep it simple. Did I simplify that? If we bring this line all the way down. Hey, thank you for the heart puff. Who is that? Wizpa. Can you sketch a witch character? Wizpa, I appreciate the puff, but we are working on our animated short. I can put a witch hat on Milo here really quickly, but we are trying to get some character design done. So thank you for the puff. I appreciate it, and thanks for dropping by. All right, so we've got our straight here, and then our curve over here, and then we're going to round this belt out, round that belt out. All right. All right. On these shoulders, we need to figure out what's going on with these shoulders. Where do they sit on the body? Here they're looking kind of front. And I need to pull up my version. Did I export it? Fresca, hello and thank you. All right, so we are. Hold on, give me a second. Turn all this off for a second. All right. There's a couple things that, right? Because this was one of the ones I remember doing, right? And you see the dynamicness of this. I think we lost some of that when we kept some of it, but you see how that foot's turned out. This was an earlier version. This one I liked a lot more. Right, we've got different eye shapes, got this smile. Same pose. You also see we have the shoulder in front of the... Okay. I think we got some of that, but I want to bring some of this back. So, let's see, we can turn those off. Right? If we are trying to hit more of this. Hans, thank you for the heart me. It looks good. How's the animation going? It's coming along. Get 6 more people in here. I can play it for everybody. But let's see here. I want to crop out part of this. Where's... Okay. So you see, we've got, and his head looks, is his head bigger? All right. All right. Okay. So you see, we've got this swoop here. So let's push, right? And this was, you know, so I don't know what sorry. It looks like we took this pose and we flipped it for this pose. Although we should have this pose. Should be one. Where's my draw over? Nice line work. Thank you. I have so much respect for you and everyone in your field. Thank you. So this would be 1, 2. This should be 2, but flipped. All right. think, I don't know what happened, but we took 2 and we flipped it to make it 1 for the turn. Although we had this grouping here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So, I'm wondering, did you get a spin going? All right, let's back up. I'll come back to this, but I want you to come back to this. I'm going to move it up to the top. Because this is the design, right? Right. We're supposed to be working from love the confident pose. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we've got so many correction layers and whatnot. I think we got kind of lost, and so I'm just cleaning up the file a little bit to make sure that Fred, the artist, is aware of which one we're going to stick with, right? Before we go too much further. Hey, Ellie, how you doing? SCW, love the confident post. Thank you. That's pretty cool. Thank you. All right, folks, we're getting close. We probably bounced up to 10. So I will make sure that I have the film ready to go for those of you who have not seen it. We are doing a 2-minute animated short, and I got the team working on character designs, which is what we're reviewing today. And so I'm doing good. I was in a bit of a funk last couple days, but I have worked my way out of it. And so now we're just doing some character design, right? So Fred, you can see that your primary pose is a flipped version, right? So if we transform this, edit, escape. We want to go to the transform tool. Right. So if I flip that, this is this pose, right? As we can see that's pose number 2, right? Whereas this was 1, right? And as he spins, he's supposed to become this guy. So that might have just been a result of our messy files that we need to clean up. And that's my bad. Right? So you've got him here. So I'm going to drop him out. All right. All right. All right. So all right. So if this is, I'm going to label these pose 2. April Rose, thank you for the follow. Ellie, so how are things going? You've been very quiet. Thank you, April Rose. Um, Thank you for the heart me. I love me so much. I love you so much. Uh, so we got basketball today, so I just wanted to get on long enough to give Fred a critique. So we're pose 2. All right, let's change this to orange. And then we have pose 1. Let's do this pose 4. All right. And then we got a profile. I got a profile here. Make that orange and shift it over. I use Clip Studio Paint. Been using it for a little while now. All right. It's really, really good. Oh, thank you for the follow. Salami. Okay. All right. What up, animation bro? What's going on? Okay, we are critiquing. Okay, so now that we've got this Fred's drawings in place, I'm gonna drop that here. I'm gonna put my corrections underneath. All right, then I'm gonna drop a mute channel here. I'm going to delete this mask. So what that gives us is the ability to like turn it on and off, so he can see where I want the designs to go, right? And then correction layer above, and I'm going to just label that 5/16/26 notes. All right. And so then that gives us more, makes it easier for me to kind of realize what I told him before and work based on his current design. All right. So I understand the necessity of kind of making him see-through so that we know that the structures are working, but it also is not letting me know if you truly understand the design. So as we are working through creating the character design, I want you to attempt to achieve final. I don't really need this information of what's behind there. I gave it to you so that you understood the structure, but once we understand it, then we can start to move towards the final drawing, right? So and it makes it a little bit more challenging to know what's going on if I don't have if there, the overlap is kind of diminished because we can see through him like an X-ray, right? So okay, so for this collar, if it is going to be bigger than his body, right, we need to be consistent with that. across the designs, right? So let's establish that he's got this collar, right? It goes around here. And yes, I do draw the collar in the areas where you can't see it. But once we lock in, I will get rid of that, right? Just so that it's clear what elements of the design show and what elements don't show, right? And we're gonna pull that collar up a little bit. I'm Opel, thank you for the follow. Squiggly Doo, thank you for the follow. All right. Yeah, let's turn that up a little bit more. All right. And then these ears, now he is a square, but we also want to soften some of these square designs as we go through. And then his face, there should be a break here, right? Where his ear connects to his head, right? Same with this. He is a square, but we want to soften that a little bit because it's now flesh, right? And this square, we got that. That's nice. I don't know if you noticed, we went a little extreme with his hair in the previous design. We could roll that back a little bit. All right, so let's bring it more up here though. All right. And I like the analysis you've done of his hair. All right. And I like this facial expression. It's much more Milo. You know, because we've got these uneven eyebrows. So I want to bring that aspect back. All right. So we're gonna kind of like give ourselves a line like this for his eyebrows. Well, if we're matching what we were doing before, it's actually going to be this expression, right? So as we turn him from here, he's going to have kind of that expression. And so I know this line is sort of a flow, but his nose, his face dips here. So if you were following the center line, it would be something like this: forehead, dip into nose, and then out, right? That's kind of the shape of his head. So line, dip, which pushes that nose all the way over here to his mouth. All right. Berto, thank you for the follow. Is Clip Studio where you do your drawing? I'm then import into Blender. Yeah, I export the animation out of Clip Studio as frames and then import it into Blender, but it all ends up in Premiere. So the process is in Clip Studio, I animate the 2D elements, and then I line them up and sync them up with the 3D elements in Blender, and then I bring that all into back into Clip Studio. I have a video about it on my page. I can talk a little bit more about it later when we get on stream later today. You might not be around, but I will make sure to talk about it. But right, so we're gonna move this way and bring that in. We can still have these eyebrows. Let's move one there and one there. And so then these got to have a little bit of an arc to them, right? So we're going to keep this arc, but we're just going to move one lower than the other. And it almost gives his head like a tilt, right? So we, one eye slightly up, one eye slightly down, right? And it just gives it just a little bit more character, right? Whereas here he looks kind of like lost and a little confused, which is an expression I may have drawn on him. Thanks. But we want Milo to be kind of whimsical. Thanks, Hexus7. Appreciate it. Oh, so we got enough people if you guys want to see my short. So, I'm the character design I'm working on is for this animated short film called From a Distance. The short is about brothers, some siblings competing to be the first one to fly Mom's experimental jet. You kind of inspired me to begin my process. I've been a while since I animated for myself. Sweet. Yeah, go for it, man. Hey, it's yeah, no, now I remember you. Former news broadcaster moved back to your home. JJ, thank you for the finger heart. April Rose, thank you for the love. JJ, thank you for the follow. Great way to finish out with a little cheer. So we have that was our storyboard slash animatic, and now we're going back and we are adding designs to the characters. So for this pose, Fred has put in. We've had a number of iterations, so I'm pretty happy with where it's at. Just want to tweak some of the details, right? Especially if we are trying to match kind of what's going on with this design here, right? So he's got a nice big arc here and even a little bit of an arc here. So as he turns, he is probably going to look a little bit more straight coming at us, right? Oop. So we need to make sure we, that turns there. This foot, I think, is going to be a little bit more here. Make that one straight, right? And then, since we're turning, right, this is going to move. Yep. Looks good. But you have to remember, we're following this line down. And here, it looks like his... If we were to make a straight line down, right, let's use a guideline here. his chest. Yeah, we think we want to push this back just a little bit in here. That storyboard looks fabulous. I like the thinning towards the legs, gave the top more gravitas. Oh, on the design? Okay. Yeah, and so if he's got this arc here, we may want to push that back. So that center line is going to be more there. Gonna leave. This looks pretty good. That's looking pretty good. So only got a few more minutes. And then when we do that belt, we want to always, I think in the belt, it needs to kind of wrap around him, similar to Ace. We can dip it low, but let's make sure that it is a, that it goes around the body. And then these. Hey, Illyrion, how you doing? Let's make that really spiky. And of course, the one that's further away from the camera is going to appear slightly thinner than the one that is, more front and center, right? So when we're drawing this belt thing, it's going to be more foreshortened on this side than it is on the side that's like closer to us. Does that make sense? So this is going to be slightly thinner because it's facing more away from us, whereas this one's going to be slightly thicker because it's closer. And then it's going to reverse on this side, right? Yeah, and let's, at this point, let's get rid of as much construction lines as we can. I think I want to actually keep this line that gives us his center here and here. But anything inside the diamond we will eliminate. And then these shoulder things, right? So if this arm is, if he's looking this way, this whole thing's going to be rounded out like this, right? Because this arm is going out and back, right? And because this arm is, this is coming in like that. Right? And then design. And we need to be careful of the tangent lines. Tangent lines are when a bunch of lines meet in a what appears to be kind of an awkward way. So we want to make sure that all of our lines have enough breathing room, even if sometimes it may distort the actual physicality, right? Like, so that we've got this clear distinction between where that comes in and where this intersects, right? I might have to come back and give a little bit more definition to some of this. And then let's, if this is going to be here, we want all of these lines to kind of flow together. There can be a slight break in angle, right? Like if this shoulder pad comes out but the arm goes down, it's got to be consistent, right? So like if we think about the shoulders as this arc that goes from here to here, then the arms are also going to probably be an arc. right? And so we're thinking about everything in terms of like, almost like, yeah, everything is graphic design and animation, right? So if you've got lines that have no corresponding design flow, right? So, if we look at this line here, right? Like, where is its corresponding structure, right? And then this looks like it flows into that, whereas like we definitely want to make sure that we show the distinction between this sitting on the surface of that body, right? So this little bump right here can make a huge difference in the way the design is perceived. And like I said, we're gonna hold off and not show the x-rays because it kind of confuses me in terms of like whether or not you're understanding structure. And then how does his hands intersect? I might not have been as clear, but we want to make sure we are very clear, and that he's got almost like these gauntlets, and that it's on both sides. So making sure that that's clear. And then these legs, right? If we're going to have this swooping motion, even if we have this out here, swoop, and then this needs to be straight, and then this can come down. And that rounding can be challenging. So we need to decide whether or not we want him to have, I do kind of like once the inner being flat and the outer being round-ish. It's very Robotech, very Macross Plus. So, and then, making sure that our knees are happening at the right level, and that, right, if this knee is up here, right, because I don't think we aren't, in some of the designs we're kind of up and above and we're looking down. So when we spin them, it looks like, and we might need to fix that Milo ended up on kind of a orthographic view, whereas his feet are on the same level, but I don't think they should be, because because of looking at this shape here and this dip here and this dip here, we are slightly up above him looking down, right? And because of that, looking down, if he spins, he's going to be standing on a circle like this, right? So his feet will probably never be even, no matter what the position is, because he's spinning at a, kind of like this, right? So his feet will always be uneven because we are going to maintain that perspective. All right. We got to head out. It is time to go. Thank you, everybody, for dropping in. I appreciate you watching. We will pick this up as we continue. But remember, Black Animation Matters. Bam.